Welcome back to 02 Million Crypto. My name is GC. We are live. Yes, we are live. Joining me on my break at work today, let's talk about Bitboy Crypto. Now, Bitboy Crypto. What can be said about him after tonight? I'll tell you one thing. As much as he's going through a very controversial period of his life with his channel, with his personal life, and everything around him seems to be an absolute tornado, I want to talk about taking the meat, or eating the idea of eating the meat and leaving the bones. And what do I mean by that type of philosophy, eating the meat and leaving the bones? Well, in life, there comes a period where there comes a time or situations where you need to take the good out of any situation and try to leave as much as the bad alone as much as you possibly can. What I mean by this is, for instance, for Bitboy Crypto, for my own personal experience watching Bitboy Crypto, when I first got into crypto, I got in on a whim, like I've said before. But when it came to looking for crypto content, especially when I first got into crypto, it was difficult to kind of figure out what kind of style of crypto content creation I enjoyed watching. What was like, for example, like, what did I find entertaining? What did I find educational? And what people in this space did I feel like I can learn from the most? Now, when I first started watching Bitboy, like in 2021, because I got into the market in 2021. I may have found him maybe a couple weeks after I first got in, because I had no idea what crypto was. And maybe that's why a lot of people watch content creation in general, especially on YouTube, or just look for information, seeking out information and other people's opinions and perspectives, because when you first get into a brand new market, or try anything new for that matter, you probably want to hear opinions and ideas of people that have been in the space or are experienced one way or another. Now, Bitboy, let's call him Ben Armstrong for the sake of the video, because I believe he doesn't like being called Bitboy anymore after the fallout of his channel. Although he will always be known as Bitboy, no matter what. Which was crazy how the company kept the name Bitboy Crypto for a while before changing it to Discover Crypto, but I digress. When I first started looking for content creators, I was actually going to make a video about this eventually, about channels that I would refer to anyone that follows me, or channels that I like in general. And I would say Bitboy would be one of the top content creators on the list for me as a crypto investor, and just watching people that make videos. I really enjoyed his content. I found that although he has made mistakes in the past, and maybe made sponsor videos and maybe promoted coins or projects, and has done things that a lot of people may have found shady, I've always been one of those people to, like I said, eat the meat and leave the bones. As in, when I would watch Bitboy, I would enjoy all the things that educationally that he's learned over the years, that he would tell his followers and the type of knowledge and perspectives he'd give. But I also wasn't there in crypto for a lot to see a lot of the content that he made, for example, shilling coins or whatever he was doing, to make me really dislike him in that way. Mostly from what I remember watching BitBoy is just the BitBoy Crypto live show every morning at 11:30, where when I usually watched it was him and TJ. TJ being in the producer seat and BitBoy running the show live, standing up and reading the news and just giving everyone a breakdown of what was happening in the crypto pretty much every weekday in the morning. So BitBoy, in my mind, was always one of those guys where, even though he would say things and do things that either I disagreed with or sounded silly, or to many people may have sounded silly, and we're talking about when he would talk about crypto. We're not talking about shilling. We're not talking about any of that other stuff. We're just going to talk about, when it came down to brass tacks, who is Ben Armstrong and what kind of message does he deliver and how he changed over time. At first, I didn't like a lot of the things that he said. I thought, like, he was kind of full of himself and maybe a bit abrasive, and had an eccentric personality. And not everyone's going to hate that. Not everyone's going to love it. But the point is, a lot of things that I first would hear him talk about and say, and his type of idea and mindset about a lot of things, it didn't really resonate with me. But at the same time, there's a reason why he was a lot more popular than a lot of crypto content creators. For example, he would be one of the top of my list of people that I would still watch today. I still do. I'm still watching his other channel that he just made, Ben Armstrong, because I still do enjoy the things that he say, and I still do learn from his perspective. Because anybody that's been in the market for almost a decade or however long he's been in, you will learn something from them regardless if you like them or not. So even if you do dislike Ben or anyone that's been in the space for 10 years or so, you should be paying attention to the things that they say, even if they are going through a lot of personal and business troubles, as we see this man is currently. And yeah, like I would disagree with a lot of things, but over time I would continue watching his show and paying attention to the things specifically that he had to say. I know there were a lot of people on Bitboy Crypto, like as a staff, or there was a lot of other shows on Hit Network that, like, for example, like around the blockchain and all these little side shows that they had, and I wasn't really interested in that. I was mostly interested in whatever Ben had to say and the live show that they would do every morning. And over time, a lot of the things that Ben would say and a lot of the ideas and strategies that he kind of pivoted towards were very interesting, and most of the time, in my mind, was the right way to go about navigating this market. You see, a lot of people, they stick to one strategy and they never change. And like I said in a video recently, adapting in anything leads to success. You have to be able to adapt in anything that you do. And in markets, adaptation might be the most important thing when investing. You could be investing in something that seems so promising and is doing great. For example, if you guys were around when Terra Luna was a thing, it was a coin that would outperform pretty much every coin on the market almost all the time. It would even outperform Bitcoin. It would outperform Bitcoin during the bullish periods, and it wouldn't go down as much as Bitcoin during the bearish periods. And that's unheard of for any coin to be running counter to the market in such a fashion. And I always held a very, very small amount of Luna, because at the back of my mind, I saw a lot of people, I saw a lot of people making money off of Luna, excuse me, and even I did make some money off of Luna, small amounts, taking profits here and there. But I always knew that there was something fishy about the whole thing. And if I went all in on Luna, or put a very large amount of my portfolio towards Luna, I would have taken a huge hit. Like, it's serious, guys. You need to be able to navigate and adapt. You can't just say to yourself, well, this one thing is working, so I'm going to stick to it and never change my strategy. You will lose. And like I said about Ben, like a lot of the things that he said, for example, there was one thing that he said years ago, maybe a year and a half ago. He said, we are going to start heading towards a deflationary period, or rather a period of time where the Fed won't be printing money. The money printer won't just be going burr. They're going to be raising rates. We're going to have some turmoil. I remember early in 2022, he even said, guys, prepare yourself for a bear market. And a lot of people said, no, you're crazy. Like, Bitcoin just hit 69,000 around that time in November of 2021. It was early 2022 at the time. And he was saying things that a lot of people just didn't want to hear. Like, nobody wanted, especially someone like me that just entered the market, nobody like me wanted to hear that Bitcoin was about to enter a bear market, let alone, I can't remember if he said this exactly, but let alone one of the worst bear markets we've seen across all markets in history. I mean, 2022 erased so much wealth for the entire world. It's actually unheard of. Like, 2020, if you survive 2022 as an investor in almost any market, you're a soldier. Like, you can survive anything. Like, 2022 was really bad because, sure, Bitcoin didn't decrease in percentage as much as it has in other cycles. It actually did pretty well, considering all things considered. Even when you compare Bitcoin to a lot of different assets, Bitcoin actually did pretty well. I mean, I was looking at a lot of stocks and other assets during that time, and man, like, some stocks like Google and Amazon were taking enormous hits, and their charts were starting to look like crypto charts. And when a stock or any other chart other than crypto or asset other than cryptocurrency, if you look at a chart and it looks like a crypto chart, that's when you know things are bad. And I'm sorry I'm all over the place with this video, but there's a point that I'm trying to get to by going thoroughly through all my thoughts about this whole situation with Bitboy. Bear with me. So yeah, so Bitboy was saying things that were true, and the only way for him to have known or predicted or have foreseen things like what he was saying early in 2022 is sheer experience. You're not going to understand any market or any market cycle behavior. You're not going to understand the way things work if you don't live through it. Like, a lot of people, like myself even, when I first found crypto, I said to myself, I'm going all in. And the reason I said to myself I'm going all in was because I knew that fiat was the trap. I knew that fiat, holding on to fiat money in a bank account or investing in a non-volatile stock or asset, truly was the downfall of all my adult years not investing. Just not being in a volatile market or asset class or investing in volatile assets will kind of ruin your life, especially as a young person, because, like I said again in a previous video, holding on to fiat is the mistake. The risk in life, money-wise, wealth-wise, value-wise, and your time and your effort and labor, the biggest mistake is holding on to fiat. You will hinder the progression of your life just by not taking action, because sometimes not taking action is an action. So over time, what I'm trying to get at is, over time, a lot of the, I mean, I listen to other content creators too, but if we're just focusing on Bitboy in this video, over time, Bitboy became one of my favorite people just to listen to in general. Like, I mean, I saw a stream he made recently where he was talking about old videos that he made before I even got into the market. And a lot of those videos that he made were low production quality, kind of just genuine general thoughts on the market, and, you know, just him pouring his heart out to his viewers, basically. And I admire that. And I admire anyone that starts from the bottom and kind of builds something all from by theirself, even if he did bring on staff and a business partner later, as we've seen what happened to him recently, is because of taking a brand like Bitboy Crypto and having all these different people working with him and helping him, even though, yeah, they probably must have helped him with a lot of things and you know, pushed the company forward. But at the end of the day, we're seeing what's happening. Even though he had a crazy live stream tonight of being in front of someone's house and accusing them of extorting him and saying his whole company turned their back on him, people watched Bitboy Crypto for Ben. Nobody watched Bitboy Crypto for anyone else but Ben. And you could see it. I mean, he's making these live streams and they're getting tons of views, obviously because of the drama as well, but people love Ben. There's something about Ben that is just so intriguing. There's something about the way he explains things, his energy, his charisma, his attitude. It's very intoxicating to viewers. And a lot of people might call him a hack and call him a scammer and just think he's one of these people, like he's negative and cancer for the space. But I don't see that. I see a lot of the things that people may not like about him. And like I said, there was a point where I didn't really like him like that either. I thought he was kind of goofy. I thought he didn't know what he was talking about. But over time, I saw that he does know what he's talking about. He is very wise when it comes to crypto. He does adapt and change his strategy according to markets. He does listen to other people. But he's also very egotistical and he a lot of times he'll make it seem like his opinion is the best opinion, or his strategy or mindset is the best strategy. And in my opinion, this is how winners think, guys. Even if you're in a war, your morale and your attitude has to say, you have to be of the mindset that you are going to win this war and no one is going to defeat you. And I know crypto's not a war, but in some sense, it is a war. This is a war for your wealth, time, and money. Like, this is not really a joke. Like, people think crypto is a joke, kind of, because there's meme coins and all that. But crypto's not a joke, guys. Like, people that actually do crypto content creation as well, like, they take this seriously. They do this. They live and breathe crypto. They wake up and they're probably, a lot of these people that do crypto content creation, they're probably just like me, where they get up and the first thing they do is click coin market cap and see where everything is. They're always in tune with the market. And Bitboy, I love, like, when I would always watch the live stream in the morning, and I'll be honest, other than, let's say, a content creator like George from Cryptos R Us, he's someone else that I watch a lot. I think he's a fantastic content creator. He's quite the opposite of Ben, where his channel is not really, there's no real drama in the channel. It's just bare bones crypto knowledge and talking about everything crypto, and I enjoy that type of content too. But Ben's was just so much more interactive, I felt, and like I said, like, no one watched Bitboy Crypto for pretty much anyone else's opinion but Ben's. Like, Ben is a staple in the industry, whether you like it or not. People do listen to this man, and a lot of people have made money just like I tell you guys all the time. Just being in crypto or just being in investing will save you. And people that are in this type of field doing crypto content creation, they are in some type of way doing God's work. Like, they are, as much as you may not like Ben, whether you like him or not, he did help people. And his message over a lot of people, I resonate with a lot more. Ben is a 4-year cycle fundamentalist. So am I. Ben is bullish on XRP, which I forgot to mention in my last video where I talked about the coins that I hold. One of the coins the coin I probably hold the most of and bought the most of in all my time of crypto is XRP. And Ben had a lot to do with that. And when I first got into crypto, I thought XRP was the dumbest coin in the world. But the more I watched Ben and the more he talked about XRP and why he's so bullish on it and why it's going to be so good for the space and why it may, and how he would always say, like, it may be the number one performing coin of this next bull run, I thought about that a lot. And I used to say to myself, well, someone like Ben that's been in the space for years and years and years and watched XRP from the very beginning, basically, and watch the entire crypto space from the beginning, basically, is saying this. You have to take it into some consideration. You have people that have been in the space forever and still call XRP a scam, but that's just not the way how everyone sees it. And that's another reason why they call it crypto influencers, because these people do have the power to influence you to do certain things. And that goes back to eating the meat and leaving the bones, guys. Sure, Ben has problems. Everyone has problems. Ben is a very dramatic guy. He likes to, hype things up and put emphasis on things and create kind of a show out of certain things. But that's what draws attention. And him, for as much as we know, being arrested tonight on a live stream, that may be one of the greatest things he's ever done for his channel, simply due to the attention he's drawing to himself. Even if that was something negative for his personal life, people are someone tonight that never knew about crypto knows about crypto now just because of Ben's eccentricness, if that's even a word. So yeah, I wasn't really a fan of Bitboy at the beginning. But over time, I see Bitboy is truly, there is a word I like to use for some people that have been in this space, or anyone that's an expert at their craft, or if you want to call it that. Ben is a pioneer of the crypto market. He does take crypto seriously. And those are the people that you need to follow in crypto. And like I said, there may be things that you don't agree with, but eat the meat and leave the bones, guys. And even if Ben did get arrested tonight, even if he's lying and a lot of the things that he did do to his staff were negative, and let's say he is this horrible guy in real life, when I watch Bitboy Crypto and I see who his personality is on the show and the information that he gives me and the ideas that I get just from watching him, and the conviction and just the passion I see from him, for me, it gives me a positive effect, a positive feeling. It makes me bullish, and these are the things that you want to feel as a crypto investor. There's a lot of people that make crypto content and they're so negative. They're so bearish all the time or bullish all the time, and Ben isn't like that. Ben was the type of content creator to tell you, listen, we don't have, as much as dollar cost averaging, or DCA if you want to call it that, is my favorite personal strategy. Ben would say things like, guys, the Bit Squad is smarter than that. We can make more money if we try to time the market in certain fashions, maybe not to a T, but I remember Ben making predictions on when the bear market would end, and he pretty much nailed the time frame, guys. Like, a lot of people say, oh, Ben's a liar, he just tries to say that he's right about everything and that he predicts everything. But no, Ben hasn't been right about everything, but from as far as I've been watching, he has been right about a lot of things, guys. And he really does know what he's talking about for a lot of things when it comes to crypto. But if you let people's personal lives or decisions influence, like, a lot of people have this saying or this notion that if someone cheats on their wife, they're completely untrustworthy and you can't do business with them. I tend to agree with that notion in some aspects, but I don't know Ben personally in real life. He has no influence on my personal life or feelings or relationships at all. So him cheating on his wife, which he admitted, he took it on the chin, admitted it to the world, said he was wrong for it. It takes a man to do that, guys. And if that's what's stopping you from watching him again, then you're not getting the point of watching someone simply due to crypto, or watching them because you have a personal vendetta, or I wouldn't say vendetta, but personal feelings about them that are negative. For example, there's a crypto content creator that I never watch. I probably never even watched one live stream, but his name is Crypto Savvy, and Crypto Savvy is super bearish all the time about everything. He thinks that Bitcoin can go and crypto can go through a 10-year bear market. He thinks it's about to crash like the what did they call it in the 90s? Like the internet bubble, whatever you call it, where everyone thought the internet was going to be this big thing. And it did turn out to be a big thing, but everyone was just too early. And it was just a huge bubble. Everyone lost a lot of money. Hence pets.com, websites like that people invested into, that turned out to just be ahead of its time. And maybe if pets.com came out 10 years later, people would have made a killing off of it. Like, these are the things you got to understand, guys. Like, content creation is not easy, number one. Number two, you have people and other things in your life that interfere with your main goal. And someone like Ben, that he even said it in videos before, Ben could have retired. He doesn't have to do this, guys. A lot of content creators are very wealthy because they've been in crypto for a long time. These people don't have to do content creation. They could just retire, move to an island, and you'll never hear or see from them again. And they can just say, screw it, I'm just gonna relax and forget content creation and forget all that and just enjoy their lives. But Ben, he does care to a certain degree about crypto and the people that watch him, or else he wouldn't make the videos at all in the first place. And you could say, oh, he's just making videos to profit, but that's nonsense. The guy, who knows what his financial situation is now after all this fallout has happened, but there was a point where Ben could have easily retired and said, screw this, I don't have to do this anymore. And I'm not trying to, make Ben Armstrong, the Bitboy Crypto, seem like he's the greatest guy on earth. In fact, that's not what I'm saying. He might be a horrible person in real life. He may be all these things they're saying about him might be true. But when it comes to brass tacks and knowledge, you gotta learn, and like I said, this goes for everything in life. You have to learn to take the best from everyone or anything in life and throw away the things you don't like. And that's what's going to help you get far in life, guys. Like, you're going to run into situations where something about someone or a certain situation happened that you don't like, but there are certain things that you could get out of it. There's a lesson in everything, guys. And probably the biggest lesson that we've learned today is that a guy like Ben Armstrong that is so influential in the space, whether you want to believe that or not, people will still have his back, still follow him and listen to him after it seems like everyone in the entire world has turned against him and thinks he's just downright a horrible human being. But that's the message today, guys. I was going to make a video about the next 3 coins that I hold in my portfolio, like I promised I was going to make. But sometimes we have to talk about content creators in crypto, content creators in general, putting their personal life aside and trying to learn simply due to the fact that they have experience in something that you don't have the same amount of experience in. And yes, you can watch different content creators. You should watch a variety of content creators. Like I said, you should watch a crypto savvy video every now and then, even if you are bullish and he's talking about the most bearish scenario ever. You should. It'll open your mind, guys. And that's the message of this live stream, or if I have to re-upload this due to bad stream quality, that's the message today. And like I said, I'll continue to watch Ben because I'm not watching him for the personal drama. I'm watching him for crypto information, and you should be seeking that out from everyone and everywhere. Eating the meat, keeping what's good, throwing out the bones, and forgetting about the bad, useless, personal stuff that really doesn't affect your life or matter in the end. So this is 02 Million Crypto. I'll talk to you guys soon.